Tony on Long Island. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
What is a sigil and how is it used?
A sigil is usually a written or drawn or inscribed or carved symbol. I used to work with sigils quite a lot in the early years of my training because it was a way of focusing the mind. Does one sigil work the same way for everybody? I think we know that's not the case. You can take a pentacle and use it to invoke. You can use a pentacle to use it to repel, to banish. But essentially it is something drawn, something carved, something from the mind through the intention through the hand into physical matter. In that sense, a sigil is a magical act in and of itself. People can use runes as sigils in the sense that like in the Silver Broom Ministry on our front sign, we have some runes hidden in there, not so hidden in there. They are very specifically chosen to do very specific things. I think, again, intention is everything. Because this world is full of symbols. We don't even always grasp what they are. Heed ye flower, bush, and tree by the Lady Blessed Be, that every flower, bush, and tree has its symbolic, magical intention. But it's how you use it is what it always comes down to.
So is it, and I was talking with someone about this the other night, is the power within the symbol with the intent, or does it need to be spoken? Maybe this should come with the other question.
This is a good question because certain sigils are ancient and have a group mind connected to them. Like the runes. This is why I don't mess around with the runes, folks. I'm proficient, but I am by no means a master in it. And I think if you take, for instance, I'm going to use the rune Isa, a straight vertical line.
Used last night.
That's ice. That means frozen. I wouldn't use that in a love spell. I wouldn't use that for any other reason than to maybe temporarily bind something or to hold it in place like a pause button. Mm-hmm. You can't take a death rune, use it as a sigil for anything other than a death rune. Maybe if your mind is strong enough, you can use anything for anything. But for the people who are watching this, who are learning and growing, be very careful with runes. I had that passed on to me by a runic master. He said, do not monkey around with these things. Do not fool around with them because they have a lot of momentum behind them. However, there are symbols in everyday life that you can use. One witch taught me that when somebody was really projecting negativity, just to project a stop sign, but you have to write it backwards in your mind. So that the stop sign is towards them, not towards you.
Right.
I mean, that's using a common, ordinary symbol. And then you can get into the individual interpretation. So people could say, well, I'll just use the color red. I go, well, what does the color red mean for you? Color is very symbolic, but it's incredibly personal. Because to me right now, red correlates to the root chakra. For some people it means love, for some people it means anger, for some people it means stop, like the stoplight.
Right.
So when you're investigating sigils, more specifically than symbols, sigils, really do the historical research, get where the culture came from, what they used it for. Again, I'm just referring to runes because it's something most people in the craft understand. Those were a warrior people, they were a warrior tribe, they were conquerors. To take that stuff into your mundane life haphazardly creates more problems than it solves, I believe, and rightly so. Sometimes using a rune to get someone out of your parking space is like using a gallon of gasoline to light a cigarette. It's a bit much. Because it's got all of that momentum. I mean, you're talking about millions, if not billions of people over thousands of years using that symbol in a very specific way, and now you want to use it to clean your house? Well, it may clean your house, but burning it down, be careful. Be careful. See, even the thunder agrees. Be careful.
Well, thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.